A few weeks ago, Apple introduced the new AirPods Pro 3, and I have to be honest, I was skeptical about what could still be improved. I have tested them in the last few days and can now tell you whether the purchase is worth it and how they perform. From the outside, at first glance, not much has changed. We have the well-known design, a USB-C port, MagSafe for charging the AirPods, and a small LED indicator that lights either red for empty or green for full. The first big difference only shows when you take the headphones out of the case. The ear tips are now turned inward so that they fit better. Apple also provides new tips with kind of foam reinforcement that are more adaptable. The AirPods Pro 2 always sat very loosey for me, but now with the new tips, in my case size XS, they fit much better, seal more precisely, and create an important foundation for the biggest new feature. And this new feature is the improved active noise cancelling. Apple claims it is twice as good as the previous one. I tested it outside in the park and in the city, and I think you can really notice a big difference compared to the second generation. The outside noises are blocked out so well that in some situations, like traffic, it can actually become dangerous. That's why there is still the transparency mode. And that one is just as impressive. It lets outside sounds through so naturally that you almost forget you are wearing headphones. That's perfect for being safe in traffic or quickly understanding an announcement at the train station without having to stop the music. In these two main disciplines, noise cancelling and transparency, the AirPods Pro 3 are simply fantastic and far ahead. Another practical function is the adaptive noise cancelling, which combines active noise reduction with transparency mode. The AirPods adapt intelligently to your surroundings and prioritize what you need to hear at what time. Added to that is the conversation detection, because the AirPods recognize when you are talking to someone nearby and automatically lower the volume of your audio playback. After the conversation, the original volume is restored. Both functions are really useful in everyday life and also convince me in practice. A completely new feature is that the AirPods Pro 3 can now measure your heart rate and burn calories, which are shown in the fitness app. This function basically works reliable, but I noticed that the heart rate display sometimes reacts with a delay of 1 to 2 beats. But it's still accurate enough for most people, and in combination with an Apple Watch, the measurement can be even more precise. However, this feature is also really useful if you don't want a smartwatch but still want to track your workouts where you usually wear headphones anyway. The controls haven't changed, but they are still very good as usual. You press to pause the playback, you press and hold longer to switch between transparency mode and active noise cancelling, and you swipe to adjust the volume. You can answer to reject calls by nodding, and the same works for messages. Thanks to the improved fit and stronger noise reduction, you can now perform a scientifically recognized hearing test under different everyday conditions, and you can easily do it at home. In cases of mild to moderate hearing loss, the improved hearing aid function is available everywhere. And that is such a great feature. My grandma regularly uses the AirPods as a hearing aid. She is not extremely hard of hearing, but she doesn't always understand everything. She confirms to me that the AirPods really helped her. The great thing is that the AirPods Pro are much cheaper than real hearing aids. Also, the AirPods Pro don't look like hearing aids, which my grandma really likes. Besides the passive noise reduction through the ear tips, the active hearing protection offers additional protection against loud ambient sounds. The H2 chip uses machine learning to reduce noise 48,000 times per second, while keeping a natural and lively sound for all audio content. And I have already worn the AirPods several times at concerts and festivals because I am simply not used to loud music. and it can damage your hearing in the long run. That already worked well with the AirPods Pro 2, but with the AirPods Pro 3 it should work even better. Let's come to the sound. Actually the most important point with headphones. Here too, Apple has improved. The sound feels overall a bit fuller, a bit rounder and more three-dimensional. The bass is strong and present. Spatial audio with head tracking works great as expected and provides an immersive experience, especially for movies. Still, I have to be honest and say that compared to the AirPods Pro 2, it is only a bit better and you can only really notice differences in a direct comparison. Another big upgrade is the battery life. The AirPods Pro 3 now lasts up to 8 hours with noise cancelling activated. That is 2 hours more than the previous model. But the charging case now only holds 24 hours instead of 30 hours like before. And that makes me wonder, how much is this upgrade really worth? Who wears their AirPods Pro for 8 hours straight? The AirPods are now IP57 dust and water resistant. That means they are now a bit more protected against rain and sweat. What also surprised me is the quality of the microphones. Calls are crystal clear and the AirPods manage to filter out wind noises very well. The person on the other end of the line will always understand you perfectly. Are there also negative points? Yes. The big announced live translation feature is currently not available here in Europe. That's a pity, but hopefully only a matter of time. And those who hoped for true lossless audio will be disappointed. That remains reserved for the Vision Pro for now. Let's come to the conclusion. Apple has actually managed to improve an already excellent product. The combination of first-class noise cancelling, an excellent transparency mode and the improved sound makes the AirPods Pro 3 an extremely strong overall package. At $249, they are even cheaper than their predecessor at launch, which cost $299 at release. That is really fair for what you get here. If you don't have AirPods yet and have been thinking about getting some, you can't go wrong with these. They are really a big recommendation. But if you already have the AirPods Pro 2, I will really think about whether the new features and small functions are worth an upgrade for you. For Android users, it's a bit sad that there is still no separate app for the AirPods. That's it for today. If you liked this video, feel free to leave a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you next time. Bye!